Welcome back to the Valley Up podcast. In today's episode, Chuck sits down with Joe Derek Vecchio, a football player at UTRGV. They talk about tacos, coaches past and present, and what it was like for him to go viral. Brought to you by the law office of Daniel Gonzalez, we're bringing you the stories that shape the future of football in the Valley, one guest at a time. The Valley Up podcast is sponsored by...
Y'all think the insurance adjusters are just gonna write you a big fat check? No, they're gonna fight.
Y'all think the insurance companies are gonna let us just walk into the end zone? No, they're gonna fight.
Well, it's a good thing we got Daniel Gonzalez's playbook.
Ready, break!
I'm attorney Daniel Gonzalez, aka Daniel's son. If you've been involved in a car accident, call me at 956-884-7113, and I'll get you into the end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at the Valley Up podcast, brought to you by attorney Daniel Gonzalez. I'm your host, Isaac Sedna, and I've got a very special guest with us today from the UTRGV Vaquero football team, Joe Derek Vecchio. Welcome.
Happy to be here.
It's been a long time, man, since I've seen you. We got to work together when you were a freshman and sophomore year there at PSJ North.
And then one day you just weren't there anymore.
I didn't even get a chance to say, I really didn't get a chance to say bye, and that one hurt. But we did see you together at the Meet the Raiders, and that's where I finally got to actually get to say bye to you guys, man. But that was a tough decision because, you know, one, I knew how good you guys were going to be. But one, you know, it's just one of those, it's family, man. You know, we spent so much time together, so many hours, so many days, good days, bad days. And, you know, it's been a joy just to kind of see you grow up from the little squirt that used to show up to the football camps in the summers from your days at LBJ. So it's good to see you here, man.
Likewise.
We actually have, you know, a lot more in common than people might think. We're both alumni from PSJ North. We both played center. I can easily say that you have dethroned me as North's greatest center. You know, you were just a joy to watch, man. You were there all 4 years. You know, and I'm a guy that takes pride, you know, in the offensive line. You know, kind of talk to us about what it's like, you know, being an offensive lineman and kind of being at center. You know, you're really the quarterback of that offensive line.
Right. Offensive line, you just got to be selfless. And it's really a, yes, football is a brotherhood, but offensive line is like a deeper brotherhood. Because you're together all the time. You know, you ride the bus together, practice together, everything. And
meals together.
Yeah,
what kind of meals do y'all take down?
Shit, I thought I ate a lot, but when I got to UTRGV, I was like, damn, some of these guys.
You guys can eat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I try to keep up with them, but.
What are the meals that they serve you guys?
So sometimes we'll have meetings and they'll give us a little caniac combo, a little box of pizza or something. But besides that, after our film sessions, we'll go down to the dining hall and just munch out whatever they have there. It's different every day. So
what are your top three, like, you know, go-to breakfast taco?
A cute taco, and it's just one of one. It's probably like the only one.
Because it's got a little bit of everything in it?
Yeah.
It's got everything you need. Tell us about the evolution of kind of like, you know, you were there at PSJ North, and now, you know, you were actually the first, you know, recruit, you know, for UTRGV. What was that like?
Oh, the whole process was just it was just so real. The coaches, they'll come to our practice and whatnot, but not that I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, I didn't know it could be a possibility. And I just remember one day, they came in when we first got pads on, actually, my junior year. And once everybody saw that the UTRGV coaches were there, man, everybody just went super hard. And I didn't even do that good that day. I was like, damn, like, they're here. And I just, like, kind of did bad. But after practice, I was with the twins, and they called us into the office. Coach Jeff Bowen, he was there. He basically told us they wanted to give us an opportunity. And while we were there...
he's the recruiter?
Yeah, well, I don't...
Is he one of the coaches?
For us, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the offensive line coach.
Okay.
Yes, and we were in the office. We were just trying to be all cool about it, like, oh, yes, sir, thank you. And as soon as we got out that door, we started just jumping for joy. We were all just, like, hella happy, but we were trying to be all cool in front of him.
So from that walk, you know, because you said that you felt like you kind of had a bad practice. From that walk after practice to the locker room, what was kind of like...
Oh, actually, after practice, Coach Bowen talked to me. He was giving me pointers. I thought he was going to, like, be like, man, you suck. But he was, like, giving me pointers on how to get better. Or not how to get better, but how to just fix, like, little critiques, you know. I was like, oh, wow, like, thanks.
You know, as far as, like, the competition, you know, there at practice, you know, do you feel like you're able to kind of stand up with all these other kids that were brought from kind of, I don't want to say bigger programs, but I guess more, well known.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, in the humblest way possible. I mean, for one, you got to be confident in yourself, or you're not gonna do good at all out there. You gotta, even though you're not really, but like you gotta tell yourself, I'm the best. Like I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna go out here and dominate. And I'm doing.
As long as I've known you, you have always been very high energy, high spirited kid, and there's been a lot of obstacles that you've kind of, run into, some hurdles, and it's one of those that, like, another thing we share in common, both of our moms, they're breast cancer survivors. I know that's a tough thing that you had to go through, especially when you're still a kid.
Yeah.
The kind of fear of what's going to happen, because you've had some injuries, you've just recently had one. How has your faith kind of helped you stay, uplifted about the situation?
Yeah, I mean, without God, I wouldn't be able to do it. A verse that I remember that always sticks in me is, "Do not glow over me, the enemy. Though I fall and I'll rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light." And I just kind of use that as a lifestyle, because life happens. Life's always going to hit you, but you either have a choice to stay down or get up and keep on moving. And that's basically just the mindset I carry.
Kind of walk us through, the day of practice, kind of like, what happened with the injury.
Yeah, it was just a normal routine play, and I felt my thing, and I was like, oh, I think I got a little sprain, because I have had like a little sprain before, but now it was kind of worse.
So, like, what was it like when you kind of, when they gave you the news, kind of like, hey, it's this is what it's at, and and when they told you about the process and kind of, how long it was going to be to kind of before you'd be able to kind of even start rehabbing the foot?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a bummer, because I was doing pretty good. I was starting for a while, and I was excelling, whatever. But like I said, life happens, and all you gotta do is just trust God's plan. It's out of my hands, out of my control. Complaining and feeling sorry for myself is only gonna make it worse.
Y'all think the insurance adjusters are just gonna write you a big fat check? No, they're gonna fight.
Y'all think the insurance companies are gonna let us just walk into the end zone? No, they're gonna fight.
Well, it's a good thing we got Daniel Gonzalez's playbook.
Ready, break!
I'm attorney Daniel Gonzalez, aka Daniel's son. If you've been involved in a car accident, call me at 956-884-7113, and I'll get you into the end zone.
Let me ask you this. So what advice would you give, other high school kids that, that they might have a chance to play D1 football?
Some advice I would give is just believe in yourself, put God first. Yeah, believing in yourself is just big, because we're in the Valley, we always get overlooked. Recruits are always going to pick the big kid from Houston rather than the medium-sized guy from the Rio Grande Valley, I would just say that it is possible. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, no, you're too smart or whatever. Like, if you really want it, you could go out there and get it.
What was it like, when you were coming into your freshman year there at PSJ North? You were coming with a group that was just dominating at the middle school level. Even when you guys were in 7th grade showing up to our football camps, and you guys were kind of hanging with the big boys. Mm-hmm. What was it like when, after your 8th grade year is over, coming into freshman year, knowing that, hey, there's some, because that O-line that you got up to there was some good kids up there. There was some good talent up there. So it's kind of like, what was it like knowing that, you were going to have to prove yourself, because, you knew deep down that you can hang with these guys?
Yeah, like, growing up, I always wanted to be like, it was always a goal to be a freshman on varsity. And I made varsity, but I wanted to get on the field. And I wasn't getting on the field in the beginning, but I just kept my head down, stay locked in, and
gotta wait till your number's called.
Exactly, and my number got called, and rest is history.
Exactly, it's really true. You went in there, and you basically never looked back. Your kind of reaction makes me want to jump into something else. There was an interview that you had done, with Channel 5. You were doing an interview with Bella Michaels, and she was kind of just doing basically some basic questions, and you kind of you had a great response. But what kind of tell us about that incident?
Well, it's because I'm always saying like motivational quotes, like kind of like joking around. And when she asked me that was just the first thing that came into my head, and I was just being myself. And I did not think that they were gonna air that. I remember like I don't know what was the next day, but like later that week when we had team dinners, sometimes they'll play Channel 5 because we're on the old PJ North playoff or whatever. And I remember they let that in. I was just so embarrassed, like, oh my gosh, no way. And then a week later, I see all these TikToks, and I was like, oh shit, all right, bet.
I mean, it was just real. So then it was just like a spontaneous thing. You're like, damn, that was good, huh? Like you had to interrupt yourself to let it be known.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but just.
I mean, it was a big hit. You know, it kind of went over things. You know, there's a guy, Rio Gonzalez. I mean, tell us about that. How you met with him and.
Yeah, no, I was just scrolling and I saw that I was tagged by him, and I didn't know who he was at the time, to be honest. And I saw the video. He made like a little skit of my voice, and then I mean, it was pretty funny. I looked at his account. He has like millions of followers. I was like, oh shit, damn. Yeah.
And so, what was it like? And you know, how do you feel like that you were able to kind of handle that fame?
I mean, it wasn't like I did something crazy to earn it, you know? So I didn't get like a big head or anything. It was just like, oh, it was cool. I would go out in public and people were asking me for pictures, and I was just like so shocked. Like, what? You want a picture of me? But yeah, I would just be at HEB or wherever, and random people would come up to me asking for pictures. I was like, all right.
So when you were there, you know, at PSA North, you know, Thomas Jones was your position coach. You know, what was it like with him? And, you know, what's it like now with your position coach over at UTRGV?
Yeah, with Jones over the years, through all the things that we did, we got really close, and we still talk to each other to this day. And with Bowen, it's actually pretty special. I guess you could say relationship, because he was a undersized lineman as well, like me. He played center like me. He was a walk on. He had to prove himself. He became an All-American. So like, I look up to him, and he's my coach. I see him every day. So it's like, to have someone that you look up to be able to get mentored by them every day, it's a blessing.
Is he as intense as Jones is?
No.
Jones is just 101, huh?
Yeah.
What about, you know, your head coach, you know, Bruce Bush? What's it like with him? Travis Bush, I'm sorry. What's it like with, well, Bruce Bush is from the older days, but his dad. But yeah, tell us what it's like, you know, under head coach Travis Bush.
No, yeah, he's a really good leader. He has everybody, like, he has all the assistants. Like, it's almost like if every assistant is a head coach, just because of how knowledgeable they are and the way that they carry themselves every day. He comes in and talks to us, and you know, it would be like dark and early in the morning, and the way he'll talk to us just has our juices flowing, has our blood flowing. As we say over there, we get our piss hot, and yeah, he's good.
And what's it like, you know, I guess like the kind of the comparables and differences, you know, between Bush and Kaufman?
I would say just the style of offense. They're actually kind of similar. They're both very knowledgeable coaches. Over here at Raiders, it's just ground and pound, which I love. I fell in love with that. And over here at UTRGV, it's more like spread out option and college style.
What's the bond like right now with not just necessarily like the starting offensive line, but just that whole group?
No, yeah, coming in, I wasn't expecting to like get along or whatever, but I just didn't know what it was gonna be like, and it turned out to be better than I ever thought. I never played with players that were from other parts of other cities and other parts of Texas, different cultures and whatnot, and we all could get along pretty well, and we're all pretty good,
pretty tight.
Yeah.
All right, man, that's great stuff, dude. Before I let you go, quick random questions, you know, answer them, you know, as quick as you can, and truthfully as you can. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
First one, dog or cat?
Dogs.
Dog. Favorite NFL team you enjoy watching lose?
Houston Texans.
No, you like watching the Houston Texans lose?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't happen often.
Oh,
not as much as the Cowboy fans.
Yeah. Top 3 favorite movies?
Goodfellas, Fight Club, Good Will Hunting.
Bacon and egg or potato and egg?
Bacon.
What's your warm-up jam for pregame?
Probably Everlong.
What's your jam for after victory?
I don't even listen to music after the game.
Pregame meal?
Sandwich, skolachkis. I don't even know how to say it, but skolachkis.
Gaming system and go-to game?
I play Xbox and probably just like the football games, Madden, NCAA.
Favorite place to eat on campus?
The dining hall.
Is it, okay, you got to pick one.
Okay.
Is it puro pinche 956 a la or is it puro pinche 956 a la k?
Like k?
So,
That's it.
puro pinche 956. Huh?
Yes.
All right. That's the one?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that does it with Joe Derek Vecchio on the rapid fire questions. Thank you again for joining us on the Valley Up podcast brought to you by attorney Daniel Gonzalez. I'm your host, Isaac Serna, and we want to once again thank Joe Derek Vecchio for joining us. Vecchio, man, thank you for coming. It's been great to watch you play there at North, and it's going to be even greater to watch you play with the UTRGV Vaqueros, man. I can't wait to see you do some great things.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Valley Up podcast. In today's episode, Chuck sits down with Joe Derek Vecchio, a football player at UTRGV. They talk about tacos, coaches past and present, and what it was like for him to go viral. Brought to you by the law office of Daniel Gonzalez, we're bringing you the stories that shape the future of football in the Valley, one guest at a time. The Valley Up podcast is sponsored by...
Y'all think the insurance adjusters are just gonna write you a big fat check? No, they're gonna fight.
Y'all think the insurance companies are gonna let us just walk into the end zone? No, they're gonna fight.
Well, it's a good thing we got Daniel Gonzalez's playbook.
Ready, break!
I'm attorney Daniel Gonzalez, aka Daniel's son. If you've been involved in a car accident, call me at 956-884-7113, and I'll get you into the end zone.